I'm sure they do it already. However, I'm not sure because you seem to be ignoring a lot of what I'm posting, which is fatal for me. But I would encourage your CIA to take part in this now, not some showboat, wannabe famous Illuminati. You got to be a little careful. They've got to back what they say. Then it would be very helpful. I'm sure they already do. They're probably very confused during this, going, it doesn't actually seem like she's lying. Right. So I'm watching a CIA tape right now. She's breaking down. It's fucking cool, man. She's breaking down. This woman like developed a screening process for for how to spot a liar. And so I'll report back more on what she says. I know you probably won't watch the like 40-minute. God, it's hot. 40-minute tape that it is, so I'll do it for you. And I put up a 20-minute TED talk, but you know, there's a lot of information out there. Now, something good that she does mention is, and the other tape mentioned too, is just because someone does one tell, it doesn't mean that they're lying. You have to catch clusters of it. So, and you also don't want to be assumptive. Like she just gave the example, someone's crossing their arms, so that means they're lying. They could be cold, you know. I was standing sideways when I was talking to Métis and them that night, and you guys had a field day with it. I had a cramp. You know, it's shit like that. You just don't know. So, you guys are saying eye contact, and again, I'm saying there's constant stimulus, man, and I'm also, it's part of my job out here to observe what's going on. So I get distracted, people make weird looks, so, you know, like this guy's staring at me weird right now, you know, so this guy's about to wave. So, you know, I am monitoring the situation as well as what's going on. That's my job out here. So there's that, and but what I would say for other people is you really want to note distancing language. For example, Baby's daddy probably said, I don't know that woman, I don't know this person, right? I don't know that much about her. These men especially are going to do this very distancing language. But how am I talking about them? Oh, Abe said this. Abe, that's familiar, right? That's not Abraham, that's not that man. But he's probably talking in a more distancing way. The ones that tend to use distancing language, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Bill Clinton, I did not have sexual, I will repeat, I did not. Right. So, and you know, different people have different things that you need to know. So, for example, some people are more comfortable lying and some people are less comfortable. Lauren, for example, my old housemate, will lie directly. She will say exactly the opposite of what is true to your face. Look you straight in the eye. So will Joe. Okay. But you have someone like my father who'll do it, but it's a lot more hemming and hawing. Okay. Now, people are probably going to modify their behavior because I'm saying this, but I'm just saying, look what's already been posted. Someone like my mom might give you irrelevant details about something else, right? Someone like Garrett, I could see being way more, I did observe him lying, being way more defensive. Very defensive, very you're wrong, very aggressive. Okay. Again, with Drew, indignant. I would say look for him being indignant, you know. Showing almost a flare close towards disgust, but just indignant. Contempt close to, right? But it's not quite. Why? Because he doesn't actually have moral superiority. He's just feigning it. Okay. Now, there's something called a duping smile. I mentioned that my father's mouth betrays him. I didn't know the technical term. When I'm smiling at you and showing you something happens, and I'm like, what is the difference? It's a knowing smile. I'm not duping. I'm saying, I told you so. I told you. I'd be duping, smiling all over the place. So, and also, how can you tell the difference between people's smiles? And sometimes I'll say something sarcastic and I'll be kind of amused by it and whatever. This is a bit different. That's me, but self-amusement. You can see the expression on my face. I'm like, so funny. Smiles in the eyes. Okay. So, there are a lot of things. The position that someone cocks their head, is it speculative or is it empathetic? Is there a distance? Is there a coldness? If I keep saying it, it doesn't make any sense. If my family really did think I had a mental illness and was misbehaving and causing all this commotion in the world and all this, there would be a lot more empathy there, and it would be showed. It wouldn't just be told, oh, I miss her, or I feel bad, but they're not saying even I miss her. I don't think there's more saying. They're saying they're not doing. I'm so worried about her. I'm so worried about her. But it's not a real emotion. Okay. And they're not doing the actions that would indicate that. They're so worried about me. Wouldn't they have tried to phone me back by now? Right. For example. People like Angela might go into all different directions. You know, this and this detail about this thing that didn't happen. And they might get way into this whole other thing. People like Chloe are going to rest more on a neutral expression. I mean, I guess. And it's her way of not showing very much. It's not worth my time, right? And it's her way of feigning a moral superiority when really all she's projecting is superiority. But there's a difference. Okay? Dylan, like I said, now Dylan would also use distancing language. I'm just telling you, I'm just trying to do I'm predicting, man. I don't get to see the tapes. I'm just saying if this is how they're lying, this is what's going to show up. Be careful because they'll change it when I say it. Teresa tends to squint I can't quite do it, but squint the center of her eyes, do a furrow, and be very overly judgmental when she's lying. If the roles were reversed and my sister were out there doing what she's accusing me of doing and having all these mental problems, I would show empathy. I'd be like, I really discourage the public from making fun of her. It's not funny. My sister has a mental illness, da 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 da. I'd be defensive of her. But they're not saying that. They're encouraging for you to continue doing what you're doing and not believe and you know, giving me the ramification and the judgment and all this, and then wrapping it up under the guise of love, a little bow that says, oh, but I love her very much. I'm very concerned for her. And even that is distancing in itself. It's just some things for you to know. I'll keep watching the video, but just some things for you to know. And I really do encourage you to go and analyze this stuff, learn, because it's good for your life anyway. But learn, and then go. I'm gonna have so much fun with it. Being that this is something like a hobby that I used to like to do. When I get to actually see the footage of people, I'll be like, this is why they're lying, man. I can't believe you guys didn't see that. Okay. So go, please, by all means. And I did put some links up. You don't have to limit it to that. There's a lot more information. Just make sure the information is credible and not. The problem is that a lot of this sort of lie detecting thing has become sort of. Has been kind of made into pop culture. So just be careful that there is some information that they're not. You know, they're like, this is a sign of it. Well, I think women give off something like 39 signs of it. Like right now, I'm playing with my hair, but what am I really doing? My neck is hot. You just moved the umbrella. Okay, it's really fucking hot out here. So, you know, just be careful that you're not harping on one thing out of context or not understanding what's going on around this person or with this person. You might see, I don't know, an emotion, shame or something, and then make a conclusion off of, it must be a shame about this, be careful about doing this, but look away, by all means, please do.